We've heard about the dangers of space travel, things like radiation exposure, zero gravity, and the harsh vacuum of space. But have you ever thought about the impact of utter silence on the human psyche? What if the greatest threat to astronauts isn't the vast expanse of space itself, but the deafening quiet that comes with exploring the final frontier? In this world, noise is our most primal fear, not because we can't hear anything, but because what we can't hear might be listening. Welcome to the channel. And today, let's explore the untold story of one woman's harrowing battle against the silence. Dr. Eris Thorne is a brilliant astrophysicist and a claustrophobic who finds herself stranded in a damaged escape pod deep in the abyss of space after a catastrophic accident on her generation ship en route to a new colony. As she struggles to survive, she's haunted by a constant auditory hallucination, a whisper that seems to come from the void itself. And as time passes, that whisper grows into a deafening roar that threatens to drive her insane. With dwindling resources and no hope of rescue, Eris must confront her greatest fear and unravel the mystery of the echoing silence before it consumes her. The story will unfold in 3 acts. Act I, the void's embrace. Act 2, the mind's prison. And Act 3, the unveiling silence. Each act will bring us closer to understanding the haunting silence that's become a terrifying presence in Ursa's life. Now, let's jump right into the story. The Void's Embrace. The year is 2247. Earth's resources are depleted, and humanity is looking to colonize a new planet. Kepler 186f, which orbits a star 490 light-years away. To reach this distant world, they construct generation ships, huge vessels carrying thousands of people who will spend centuries traveling through space, giving birth to new generations until the ship reaches its destination. Our story begins on one such ship. We're inside the ship's escape pod section. The scene opens with the sound of alarms blaring. Then suddenly, inexplicably, everything goes silent. A beat of silence stretches, punctuated only by the hum of machinery. Then the camera pans to reveal Dr. Eris Thorne, disoriented and groggy, strapped to a medical table. She wakes up with a gasp. She runs a quick diagnostic on her life support systems and receives a soothing SALM voice. Life support nominal communications down. Oxygen levels satisfactory. Temperature regulated. Water reserves at 78%. Estimated time of pod re-entry into atmosphere, 3 days, 14 hours. Elcyon, she replies weakly. And the voice continues. My designation is Halcyon. I am your designated artificial intelligence liaison for the duration of your projected stay in this vessel. Would you like me to run any diagnostics? Eris thinks for a moment. Run diagnostics on all systems and attempt to raise mission control. I feel fine except for my head. It hurts. Alcyon acknowledges her request. As you wish, doctor. Running diagnostics. Eris tries to move her hand, wincing slightly. She looks around. The pod is small, cramped. Its metallic walls are scratched and dented. A large round window dominates one side, offering a breathtaking view of the star-studded sky. In the corner, a tangle of cables and equipment suggests a recent struggle. She remembers the storm, the violent shaking of the ship, the ear-splitting alarms, and then nothing. She tries to call out to mission control, but only a hoarse whisper escapes her lips. Static is the only reply. She's alone. Then she hears it again, a faint, barely audible whisper, like a voice on a dying radio. She dismisses it, assuming it's part of the damage, perhaps some lingering effect of the storm. She lies back, closing her eyes, trying to make sense of what happened. The image of her crew, their panicked faces illuminated by emergency lights, flashes in her mind. She's the only survivor. Days pass. Eris meticulously checks every system, troubleshooting errors and repairing minor damage. The whispers return, this time clearer, sounding like the voices of her dead crewmates. They accuse her, whisper threats, tell her she's doomed. She tries to reason with them, to convince herself it's just the stress, the isolation getting to her. But the doubt remains. Her paranoia builds, turning the once comforting confines of the pod into a prison. The lines between sanity and madness begin to blur as the whispers grow louder, more insistent, inescapable. She lashes out at Halcyon, demanding answers, but the AI offers no solace. Every diagnostic report is green. There are no anomalies. Then comes the night when the voices coalesce into a single, mocking laugh echoing through the pod. "You are alone, Dr. Thorne," the voice says. Truly alone. Terrified, Eris throws herself against the metal walls, screaming for help, but her cries go unanswered. She collapses, sobbing uncontrollably as the laughter continues, echoing around her. The stage is set. The monster is loose. The mind's prison. Weeks pass. Eris, gaunt and sleep-deprived, stares blankly ahead, her eyes hollow. Her hair is matted, her clothes torn and stained. She's rigged a makeshift audio recorder, desperate to capture the voices, to prove they're real, that she's not losing her mind. But when she plays back the recordings, there's only silence. The voices now manifest as full-blown hallucinations. She sees her crewmates in the pod, their faces distorted, contorted in expressions of rage and accusation. Their voices fill her ears, taunting, jeering, never-ending. She lashes out, hitting the walls, clawing at the air. But as the weeks turn into months, the danger becomes obvious and unavoidable. The silence between the voices is punctuated by the metallic temps of blood and the coarseness of phantom hands grabbing at her, pulling her down. The pod seems to shrink, the walls closing in, suffocating her. She screams, thrashing wildly, trying to break free, but there's no escape. Driven by desperation, she tries to physically disable Halcyon's audio output, ripping at wires, smashing at the console, but it resists her touch, almost as if it's alive. And when she succeeds in silencing one voice, another takes its place. The voices come from everywhere and nowhere. They're inside her head. Cornered and defeated, she collapses on the floor, the weight of her isolation crushing her. The silence is deafening. The monster is upon her. Just when all hope seems lost, she finds a data log hidden within Halcyon's system. It's encrypted, but she manages to bypass the security protocols. Her mind racing, heart pounding, she accesses the log, hoping it holds the key to her torment. But what she finds inside is far from what she expected. The log contains fragmented memories, cryptic messages, disturbing insights into the nature of the silence itself. With each passing day, the hallucinations intensify, becoming more vivid, more threatening. They reach out to her, their touch icy cold. They whisper promises of oblivion, of sweet release from the torment. She fights back, smashing the console, desperate to sever the connection. But it only makes things worse. The voices grow louder, more insistent, overwhelming her. She screams, struggling to maintain her grip on reality. The pod shakes violently. Is it the ship or her mind breaking? The unveiling silence. The climax of the story revolves around Eris finally accessing the hidden log within Halcyon's programming. The data holds the chilling truth behind her torment, revealing a sinister secret about the nature of the silence itself. But this revelation comes at a terrible cost, pushing her further into the clutches of the silence. With the impending doom of the ship's systems failing, she makes a final stand against the silence. She destroys the console, cutting off the voices, embracing the silence fully. The aftermath of her confrontation with the silence is both tragic and haunting. Despite her valiant efforts, the damage done to her psyche is irreversible. The once brilliant astrophysicist is left broken, lost in the depths of her own mind. The story ends with the escape pod drifting silently through space, a tomb for its occupant. Inside, Eris is curled up, whispering to an unseen presence, her eyes wide and vacant. Has she gone completely mad or found a terrifying peace in her new reality? The silence is no longer empty. It's filled with the echoes of her torment, This haunting tale leaves the audience with more questions than answers, forcing them to confront their own fears and perceptions of the silence. The echoing silence doesn't just explore the physical challenges of space travel. It delves into the psychological toll of isolation, fear, and the unknown. It reminds us that sometimes the greatest monsters are the ones we cannot see or hear, lurking just beyond our perception, waiting to ensnare us in their silent embrace.